Okay, can everyone see? It's just like a graphic that's playing. It says uplifted, get stuff at upliftedyoga.com. Can everyone see that? And is it playing okay? Like, can you hear my voice and can you see the video? Like, is it buffering at all? Because we just want to do a quick tech test before actually going live. So I just want to make sure everyone can see. Just put yes in the chat if you can see, like it's just the uplifted logo, the website flashing, and if it looks okay in terms of quality and everything. We want the broadcast to be really high quality for you guys, so we don't want to go live until we make sure all the settings are correct, because once we go live, we can't change the settings. So we just want to check. So we're going to get started in just a minute. Again, I'm just asking for you to put yes in the chat if you can hear my voice and you can see the uplifted logo flashing on the screen and everything looks okay, like no crazy buffering or anything like that. And also put in the chat if you're excited to be here, because I'm really excited to get started. Always just a little bit of tech housekeeping at the beginning, since this is a pretty complexly awesome live stream that we're about to do. So I just want to make sure all the tech settings are right, that you can see everything and hear everything okay. Okay, we good? Mm-hmm. Okay. So welcome wherever you're joining from in the world. Let me know in the chat. Just put where you're from and what your favorite yoga pose is. I always like doing that. So yeah, just put that in the chat while we wait for people to join and get started. I'm guessing you probably already know, but if you don't, I'm Brett Larkin. I teach yoga and meditation. I'm especially excited about this webcast because mindset work is one of my passions. Obviously, yoga helps us get to an elevated state of consciousness if we do yoga or meditate, and that's really great. But I think the question remains, like, how do we keep that in our daily life? How do we keep that elevated consciousness as we go out into the world, into our role as parents or in the office? So that's what we're really going to focus on today. I'm going to give you a yoga sequence, a short yoga sequence you can do as part of also a 30-day challenge, which I'll tell you more about later. But it's very quick, very simple, and we'll be doing it together today on the webcast. And I'll also be sharing a short meditation as well. So you could pair them up and they'll be, around 20 minutes or less for you to do, or you could do the meditation and the yoga individually, each around, 10, 15 minutes. So that's kind of what's coming up. We're also going to journal together. Journaling is another really big one of my passions. So make sure you have a journal and a pen nearby as we wait for everyone to get started. And again, if you just joined, I'm asking you to put where you're from in the chat and your favorite yoga pose. So I can see those coming in. And you'll see me responding on the chat. That is two of my amazing TAs, teaching assistants from my teacher training, answering and helping me moderate the webcast as we go live here. So some of you may know that I run, just like I mentioned, this 200-hour online yoga teacher training, and it's the only training of its kind in the world. It's extremely interactive. And I just taught the business module of that training because we have live calls where we talk and connect every week. And something that always comes up in that business course that I just ran, it's a series of live calls within the training, is people really don't know how much to charge when they first start teaching yoga, right? Or they think that their voice doesn't matter, right? That no one would want to listen to what they have to say or how they want to teach. And that's all mindset work, right? And it really inspired me to get into action and to put this webcast together because, again, the physical practice can take us very far and the meditative practice can take us very far. But unless we're sort of extending that elevated state of consciousness off the mat into journaling work, into how we're interacting with the people we love, we're not receiving all the benefits that this powerful practice has to offer. So I'd love it if you'd share in the chat right now. Maybe you can put yes in the chat if you've ever felt the same kind of like insecurities that some of the people in my teacher training were feeling, whether it's about like how much to charge for something that you're doing or offering, or maybe around asking for a raise or speaking up for yourself. Maybe there's something you want, something that you want to ask to change, maybe even with your spouse or your partner. Just put yes in the chat for me if you've ever experienced this kind of this negative mind loop, this insecurity. Yeah. And I'm sure this is common for many, many people, myself as well, which is why doing mindset work as part of your practice on the mat and also off the mat is so important. And it's interesting because in this business live call, a lot of people were saying that in order to figure out how much to charge for teaching yoga, they were kind of asking family and asking friends. But one of the things that you need to be really careful of, and this kind of dives into what we're going to talk about today with mindset, is that everyone has money blocks, mindset blocks, their own negativity. So a lot of the time when you ask for advice, you're like getting other people's blocks reflected back at you, right? So if you're asking how much I should charge for something and someone tells you kind of a low amount, it's like that's their money block, right? Talking and then feeding yours. So it's really important to use these practices, focusing on the third eye, getting in touch with your intuition, drawing down like a higher sense of purpose and consciousness, all the things we're going to do in this webcast, this training today. So instead of asking others for advice and getting their negativity, not that they're doing it intentionally, but just like their unconscious, subconscious patterning and blocks reflected back at you, that you can just have a clear channel and really be acting from a place of purpose, from power, from authority. So the short practice and meditation I'm going to teach you today is for elevating your spirit, your mindset, your psyche, so that you can really draw from universal wisdom, get connected to that place that's the Yoga Sutras, right? They teach us that our true nature is bliss. Our true nature is happiness. We want to share from that authentic, blissful place. And in order to do that, we need to kind of clear our energy, right? So if I'm constantly operating in a negative thought loop or a negative thought pattern, that's like shadowing over that blissful true nature that's really underneath. And this is where yoga can really be powerful, because yoga is not just toning and sculpting our physical bodies. It's helping us become aware of the subtle energy, the pranic energy within our body. And you may have heard in yoga, they talk about how we all have an aura, right? We all have an electromagnetic field. In Kundalini yoga, they say it extends about 8 feet around and outside your body. And this is something that you pick up on when you meet people. You may be skeptical, but think about, energy is not something that you can see or perceive, but you know it exists, right? Like when you walk into a room that's full of tension, right? Like the air is so thick, it feels like you could cut it with a knife. That's a particular kind of energy, right? Same thing, when you walk into a sporting event or a rock concert, you feel an energy there, right? There's like an energy shift. So even though you can't see subtle energy, I'm hoping that by some of these examples I'm giving, you can tap into this idea that yes, it's something that exists. And we can't really talk about subtle energy in the body, according to yoga, without talking about the chakras, the chakra system. So chakra in Sanskrit literally translates to mean wheel or vortex. And these are 7 energy centers that run from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And you can think of them as sort of like energy hubs, hubs of information that hold subconscious programming for how we deal with different parts of our lives. So of course, we want our chakras to be not blocked, right? We want there to be the flow of energy so that we can operate from an authentic place. But what happens so often for so many of us is that a chakra or two or many become blocked or stagnant, or there's an old operating system. Think of it as like before you upgrade your iPhone to a new operating system, there's an old operating system in that energy center that's not serving you well. Maybe a thought loop or a pattern of destructive behavior or addiction or negativity. So again, coming to your mat, working with yoga and meditation, especially if you join me, and at the end I'll be telling you how you can join me for a 30-day challenge related to this, is really powerful, because it's not enough just to do one practice or just attend this one webcast. I'd love it if it was. It's a great start, and I'm so glad you're here. But what really helps us clear anything that's blocking us is consistency, right? Coming to the mat day after day, coming to your practice and your meditative state day after day after day. And that's where having a support structure, fellow people around you, whether virtually or in person, who can help keep you accountable to that, is really transformative. And it's where I've seen myself make the most breakthroughs in my practice, is when I was committed to being consistent and having a community to support me in that. So whether I've convinced you or not, the big idea here is that you're perceiving energy all the time. You're perceiving energy all the time. You're just not aware that you're perceiving it, potentially. So expanding our awareness, again, by working specifically today with the 6th chakra, the third eye, Ajna chakra, is going to be our focus to help us elevate our mindset, get to this heightened space of awareness, because awareness is the first step to making any change. So if there's any change that you want to make in your life right now, and feel free to share it with me in the chat. Maybe you want to have a consistent yoga practice. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to change jobs. Maybe you want to teach yoga. Maybe you know deep down you're a healer and you want to make a career shift. Whatever it is, if you want, share that with me in the chat. Because having awareness of what's blocking you, what those subconscious fears might be, is the first step. And what we're going to do today is going to help you gain that elevated mindset, which is that elevated awareness from which you then can make really lasting positive change in your life. So before we go deeper, let's talk about why now. Why in this period, a couple days before the summer solstice, is it so powerful to do this work? And does anyone know what the solstice is? If you do, put it in the chat so I can see. We'll let some answers come in, but the solstice is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. So it's the day when there's the most light available. And you may have noticed, as we've shifted from winter and then to spring and to summer, and I know I have, you may have noticed that you have more energy. You have a sense of increased vitality. And this is because we are in connection, we are in rhythm with the earth that surrounds us, right? So just as the flowers are blooming and now in bloom, you might feel like this is a great time to take action. If there's a goal you have, if there's a project you want to lift off the ground, if you want to start really working on some of this mindset stuff, this is a moment of elevation, of expansion. So it's a perfect time to do a practice like this. Now, the summer is also hot, right? So according to the sister science of yoga, Ayurveda, we want to be mindful of how we work out and exercise in the summer. Yes, it's okay to create some heat, but we don't want to create too much heat because the summer is already naturally hot. So we also want to focus on a cooling element to the practice, staying grounded, staying cool. And in Ayurveda, this, what I'm talking about now, is most associated with kapha dosha, so grounding. And what can be really challenging is to take advantage of the fact that it's coming up on the solstice, it's summer, we have this increased energy, we want to go, 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 but we need to also ground our energy, right? Get rooted, get connected, stay cool, not overheat. So that's something that's unique about the practice that I'm going to share today, is because we are going to elevate our consciousness, and we're going to do that by tapping into the third eye. I'll talk more about that in a moment. but we're also going to ground. And if you're an uplifted member and you're watching this, and if you are, put uplifted in the chat so I know you're here. Just type uplifted and I'll know you're a member. But if you are, we also have a summer solstice hatha flow. That's a cooling hatha flow. So you work, you generate some heat, but you stay within what Ayurveda dictates, right? We don't overheat, and we also work on some specific breathing techniques to keep the body cool. So it's going to be especially fantastic for you if you live in a hot climate. So we can't talk about elevating your energy or raising consciousness without talking about the sixth chakra, Ajna chakra, your third eye. And the third eye is often described as the space just above and between your eyebrows. But for this webcast, I want us to get a little bit more specific. And it was actually described by Yogi Bhajan as the place where the root of your nose meets your skull bone. So close your eyes for a moment and see if you can feel that, where the root of your nose, so inside your face, connects with your skull bone. And when you bring that awareness to it, and I'll give you another minute or so to do it, just close the eyes. When you focus your attention a little bit more to where the root of the nose meets the skull bone, at least for me, that helps find the depth to it, right? So your third eye, Ajna chakra, doesn't exist literally here on the skin. It's a little bit farther back. And what's associated physically with the third eye center is the pituitary gland, the master gland of the body. So when we focus on our third eye center, roll our eyes with the eyes closed up and in towards this space, we're also activating the pituitary gland, which is fantastic for our health. Now the word ajna for Ajna chakra, sixth chakra, literally means to command. To command. That's what ajna means. So when you have clarity in the sixth chakra, you are going places, you have a clear vision, and you are the master of your mind. When the sixth chakra, ajna, is out of balance, it's the opposite. Instead of your mind working for you, and the mind is great when you control it and you're thinking the things you want to think and you're doing the things you want to do, that's so good. But when the opposite is in effect, right, say the sixth chakra is blocked or deficient, it's the reverse. Your mind is the master of you, which means instead of controlling and sort of choosing what you want to be thinking, you're the subordinate to your thoughts, which are very likely running amok, telling you a lot of negative stories, negative input. So this is where it's like if you want to reprogram a lot of those patterns, the yoga practice and meditation in particular can be extremely powerful. And this Ajna sixth chakra is represented by a 2-petaled lotus flower. And what time are we at? 21 minutes. Okay, so I'll talk more about that in the Uplifted Member Live call next week, more about what that symbolizes and why. But for now, you really need to know where that energy center is and that it is the command center of your body, the seat of your intuition. And it's a really important place to focus on in yoga and in meditation for vitality, efficiency, for reaching your goals, for making your dreams come true, and again, for tapping into that deep inner wisdom that's within you wanting to be accessed. So next week on the solstice, kicking off on the solstice, we're starting a 30-day take flight challenge inside Uplifted, which is a really awesome membership community that I run where you can download videos, get feedback from me and mentors, and participate in something like this. So in this Take Flight Challenge, what we're going to be doing is practicing arm balances in the physical yoga asana, if that's something you're interested in. But you can also just take the challenge doing the class and meditation that I'm going to offer up today if you're not interested in arm balancing. So it's kind of like a buffet, like a choose your own adventure. The important thing is that you're committed to something and to doing that for 30 days. So that could be the same practice that I'm going to share today, or the same meditation that I'm going to share today for 30 days in a row. Or you could follow my 30-day practice plan, which again, for those of you in Uplifted, is like a gorgeous PDF that tells you exactly what poses to do in what order to take flight, both literally on the mat in terms of arm balances, and then in your life through assigned journaling prompts and journaling work and live calls with me. And the practice I'm sharing today strengthens the arms, strengthens the core, all the component parts we need for arm balancing, without actually going into any arm balances ourselves. So I'll go more into Uplifted and how you can join this challenge later. For now, let's get started. So if you don't already have your yoga mat, and if you don't have a yoga mat nearby, that's fine. You don't need a yoga mat for pretty much most of what we do. We do one down dog. That's the only thing you might need a yoga mat for. The rest is really just standing and seated. But make sure you're comfortable. Maybe sit up on something. Make sure your hips are higher than your knees so your legs don't fall asleep. And then, have something to write with. So have your journal, a notebook, or a pen nearby. I, of course, am using the Uplifted journal. But, just even a piece of paper will do. Just gather all those things to have close to you. And just write down a negative thought, like a negative thought loop that's kind of maybe been running around in your brain for a while now. Something that you're ready to let go of, like a thought pattern that's no longer serving you that you want to release. So for me, what I'm writing down is I'm so busy and overwhelmed right now. This is an extremely challenging period. And, that whether that's true or not, it's not really the point. That's a thought pattern that's not serving me. This thought pattern that I'm so busy, I'm so overwhelmed, that this is a challenging time that I'm in right now, that I want to get rid of that thought. It's not a thought loop I want to have continue. So I'm inviting you to do the same thing right now. Just write down a thought that you're ready to let go of. And then set your journal aside, and I'll sit and wait. And we'll begin by tuning in. So many of you may have experienced chanting Om at the beginning of a yoga class, which is really lovely. And for today, I'm actually going to offer up the Adi mantra, it's called, which is Ong, different from Om, O-N-G, Namo Guru Dev Namo. So we're going to chant that 3 times to open our practice together. And I used to hate chanting, so you can just listen if you don't want to join in. I've totally been there, right? Like different parts of the practice resonate with each of us at different times. But because this is a webcast and we do have the opportunity to go a little deeper than I often can in a quick video on YouTube, I wanted to break down the Adi mantra and kind of talk you guys through what it means. So Ong, O-N-G, that first word, Ong means infinite creative energy. And you want to say it hitting the tongue to the roof of the mouth, the upper palate it's called. That's going to stimulate the hypothalamus, the pineal, and then the pituitary gland. So it's kind of going to reverberate your third eye center, kind of shake and wake it up. And it's also going to bring heightened awareness, this is really important for elevating our mindset, to the front of the brain, what's called the frontal lobe. The back of the brain is called the reptilian brain. It's more associated with fight or flight response, right? Acting impulsively. So we want to move the energy forward towards the front of the brain. And so Ong, when you chant Ong with your tongue hitting the roof of the mouth, it actually physically does that. So you can try that now. Ong. So again, really get the tongue hitting the upper palate of the mouth. So when we chant Ong, you want to feel it, you want to think about it in that third eye area, that third eye space that we talked about, where the root of the nose meets the skull bone. So you're going to vibrate there as you chant Ong. And then Namo is I bow to. It has this reverence attached to it. And so that's emanating from the heart chakra, 4th chakra, Anahat. So you can think when you chant Namo from this area, from the heart space. Guru, the next word, Ong Namo, Guru Dev Namo. So Guru means remover of darkness. So Gu means dark, Ru means light. So Guru is the remover of darkness. And you want to make sure you say guru, hitting again the tongue to the upper palate of the mouth. You don't want to say guru, right? You don't want to say that, guru, right? With the tongue striking the upper palate. That's really important. Dev means divine, right? Or higher consciousness or universal wisdom. Or if you're religious, you could even translate it as God, right? Dev. And then Namo, again, I honor, is from the heart center. So we'll try to get the mantra here on the screen so you can see it. Hopefully we can do that. And then as you think, as you bring it together, what this means as we take it as a whole is really I honor, I bow to the divine within myself, the higher consciousness that exists within me. Because remember, like I said, the yoga and the Yoga Sutras is all about that your true nature is bliss, right? So everything we need is already within us. We just need to clear the channels, right? Just to become receptive. And that's another really nice way that you can translate this is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, meaning I am making myself receptive to the divine within myself. And I really love that meaning as well. So Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, we're going to chant it 3 times, and I'm going to suggest chanting it in a breath and a half. So Om Namo, half breath in. Guru Dev Namo. So you can definitely chant the whole thing on one out breath, but I personally find that challenging. So inhale, Om Namo, inhale, Guru Dev Namo. All right, let's try it together. So get comfortable now. Get seated up on something. We'll take the hands, rubbing the palms together. This awakens the thousands of nadis, energy channels in the palms. And then you'll bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, so hands at prayer. And again, this isn't about worshiping anything. This is science, right? In bringing the palms together, it's like you're uniting the left and right side of the brain. It's a coming together, a neutrality, right? Bringing together the two polarities, masculine, feminine, left and right brain, parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, the sun and moon energy. So again, this isn't about worshiping anything, and especially not you're the teacher or me. This is science, right? So pull the hands together and then lift the chest. Shoulder blades glide down the back. And first we'll exhale all the breath out of the body. And then we'll slowly inhale. Take a deep breath in and then exhale all the breath out of the body. And now we'll begin inhaling for the chant. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Take a deep breath in. Pause, suspend the breath. So dip the chin, lift the pelvic floor, rectum, sex organs, lower belly, lift up and in. And keep holding as long as is comfortable for you. And when you need to release the breath, exhale. Keep the eyes closed. Deep inhale. Exhale. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale completely. And final time, breathing in. Exhale all the way. Good. Dip the chin. And just notice how your energy may have shifted or how you may feel different after just that tune in. You can just sit quietly and observe how you feel, or feel free to share with me in the chat. If you just feel different, if you feel your energy shifted, you can just type yes. Good. And then we're going to start lying down on our belly. So set any props or anything aside. Set your journal aside for right now. And just come to lie down. And we'll inhale, we'll come up into a little cobra pose. So press the hips down, activate through the legs, and then exhale, take the forehead back to the mat. So press the hips into the mat, activate through the legs so the kneecaps lift off the floor. Inhale, lift up, and exhale. Last time, little cobra, inhale. Exhale. Good, and then press back into a downward facing dog, so just pedaling out the legs. Can bend into one knee and then the other. This is really the only yoga pose we're going to do today where it might be sort of nice to have a yoga mat. And I'll actually turn the other way just so you guys can see me a little bit better as we go into the next exercise. I'm just pedaling out the legs. All right, and then just like I talked about how we want to ground and find grounding, the best way to do that is really to awaken the third chakra. So that's going to be navel center. So we're going to do that by coming into forearm plank. So come on into a forearm plank. Draw the lower belly up and in. Hips move towards your shoulders. And if this is really challenging, you're just gonna stay here, or if you're on your menstrual cycle or pregnant, just stay here, drawing the abdominals up and in. Otherwise, you can start a light breath of fire. So those of you that know what breath of fire is, it's a rapid exhalation. So you're drawing the navel up into the spine. And the inhale is passive. You just forcibly exhale through the nose as you snap the navel up towards the spine. So continuing just a light breath of fire just to awaken third chakra, awaken the lower belly, and we're just otherwise you're just holding here, right? Long, slow, deep breath in this forearm plank. Keep the heels pressing back, keep it going. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips and open up into a Sphinx pose. So elbows directly below the shoulders, just broaden across the chest. Send the collarbones back, shoulder heads back, chin can dip slightly, lower belly still lifts, and kneecaps still lift. So legs are active, just breathe here. All right, we're gonna do that same thing again. So curl the toes under, coming back into forearm plank. Long, slow, deep breathing or light breath of fire. Here you go. And if resistance comes up when you're doing any of these practices, know that that's normal, right? So the yoga practice is a safe space where you can encounter what it feels like to come up against your resistance and then, break through it, right? So if you're feeling like you want to come out of the pose, that's the moment to push yourself, to recommit, assuming you're not dealing with any injury, in which case, this advice does not apply. Try to stay with it. Let's do another 20 seconds here. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Resting back in that Sphinx. So those moments when you come up against a block or you feel challenged, that's the opportunity to clear some old patterns, right? To release some stagnant energy. So you want to stay with that if you can. Let's take another full breath in and out here. And then it is a package deal of 3. So very last time, curl the toes under. And here we go. And if you're wondering why, why do we do this? The yogis really knew that in order to elevate our mindset, elevate our consciousness, we have to come from a place of stability and strength first. We can't just elevate and get high right away. We really need to stabilize the lower energy centers of the body, lower 3 chakras. And abdominal work, strengthening is really the best way to do that, to anchor your energy so that you can then elevate. Last 15 seconds. Good, and that's enough for that one. Come on down. Just breathe into your Sphinx pose. Awesome job. And close the eyes. Just let the energy go where it needs to go. Good, and then take the hands underneath you. Let's press back into a quick child's pose. Just to release the lower back. Press yourself up. Come to stand up. So we are going to stand with our feet hip width apart, arms in front of us, and we're going to squat down. So any knee injuries you're going to modify, you can only go halfway, but we're going to lower down on an exhale. We're going to lower down on an exhale for a long, slow count of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, come back up. And again, lowering. 1, 2. So I'm going to start the timer now, but that's the exercise. And again, this is very grounding. So excellent to do before practice, where we elevate our mindset and elevate our consciousness to continue. We stabilize with the core. Now we're going to ground a little bit more. So I'm going to start my timer. Stand with the feet hip width apart. Again, arms directly out in front of you. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up you go. Continuing on your own. Notice if your counting gets really fast. Try to keep it slow, steady. Last couple. Remember, you can always modify, just come halfway down. Last two. Last one. Come on up. Let the arms come down. Deep breath in. Suspend. Pull the navel up and in. Root lock. Dip the chin. And exhale. Got us a little grounded. Good. All right. Next, we are going to take our arms, and here we go. We're flapping like giant birds. So start with me. Just flapping. Make sure the lower belly's lifting, tailbone lengthening down, hips coming up towards the chin, and then you are flying. You can visualize any great bird that inspires you. So you're moving the breath like that, inhaling as the arms come up, exhaling as the arms come down. You could close the eyes, bringing awareness to that third eye center, space between and behind the eyebrows, where the root of the nose meets the skull bone. Flapping your wings. Maybe visualize a beautiful landscape beneath you. Yep, that's it. Really charge yourself. Enjoy this moment. Keep going. Last little bit. You're almost there. Keep it up. Stay committed. Remember, when you're meeting resistance, you want to stop the exercise. That's your moment to break through. That's your moment to transform energy. Don't miss that moment. Here we go. Last 20 seconds. Keep going, you're almost there. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up, suspend the breath. Pelvic floor lifts in, lower belly lifts in, chin dips. And exhale. Just stand, eyes closed. Feeling how you've cleansed, charged the electromagnetic field around your body. And gently opening your eyes. And take the thumb to the pinky, mound of the pinky finger. This is called the Mercury mound. And we're gonna do the same thing again. So sculpting the arms. Here we go. So come on, get with it. Join me. You can do it. I promise you. You will remember this moment tomorrow when your arms feel so strong, shoulders as well. So you're sculpting the whole upper body and the core. And if you're feeling angry, this is a great opportunity to release anger, right? Close your eyes. Visualize yourself as this giant bird moving across some beautiful landscape. This is your moment. Bust through that which appears to be blocking you. You're 1 minute in, 1 minute to go here. You got this. Stay strong. Stay committed. Last 20 seconds. Move through that which appears to be blocking you. This is your opportunity to elevate, charge your electromagnetic field, tap into that deep inner resource, that deep power. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the arms up. Lower belly pulls in, pelvic floor lifts, chin in. And exhale as you need to. Deep breaths in and out. Standing, just noticing what a little bit of work can do for your energy. And then come down to sit just on the floor or back up on your cushion. Hands in Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb touch, or whatever feels right to you. Just absorb the after effects of this practice. And we'll let this lead us right into our meditation. So I'm gonna set my timer. So we're gonna do arms up at 60 degrees. All right, so this is 90, this is 30, we want 60 degrees. And then you wanna take the thumbs slightly down. So this is really precise. So you're not here, you're with the thumbs slightly down. Maybe we can get a close up on that. So palms angled down. And then from here, you're going to do breath of fire. So snapping the navel back into the spine. And you're gonna radiate that mantra, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, which really means truth is my identity. I'm committed to uncovering my deepest truth, to living authentically in this lifetime. That's how I like to think about it, at least. So clearing out any blocks. So you can take the arms down for a minute. We'll hold there for a couple of minutes, and it's an opportunity to, again, challenge yourself. And then we'll come to sit with the hands in Gyan Mudra. Maybe we can get a close-up of what that looks like as well. It's just index finger and thumb touching. So as you're ready, come on in. I've started our timer. So arms up 60 degrees, again, palms angle down. Close the eyes. Draw your awareness to that third eye center, so that space between and behind your eyebrows. Again, think of it as where the root of the nose meets the skull bone. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Inhale just part way. And begin. So the navel is really snapping back into the spine. Maybe we can get some close shots on how the belly's moving. You really want to think of the belly dancing here. So core is working, arms are working. Really commit to the arms being completely straight. Notice if the palms have drifted forward or back or up and down. And keep that 60-degree. Keep it going. There may be a place, either now or maybe it's already happened, where you're going to want to put the arms down. Keep up. This is a moment to stay committed to your practice. Keep it going. This is a moment to move beyond what you think you can do. Transform those limiting beliefs. Stay with it. Keep up. See if you can feel, if you can get in touch with your own inner glow, really emanating from all directions. It's like you're charging yourself here. Just a minute to go. Stay with it. Keep up. If you feel anger or resistance, welcome that. That is your opportunity to transform, to shift, to change. Last 10 seconds. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the arms up. Breathe in. Suspend the breath. So engage Mula Bandha, rectum, sex organs, lower belly, all lift. Dip the chin. Retain the breath in as long as you can. When you need to, exhale. Keep the eyes closed, bring the arms down into Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb touching. And just feel your own inner glow, this radiance, this expansive energy emanating from within and around you. And soaking into this moment, feeling yourself charged. So nice. We'll sit like this just another minute or so. Dip the chin now. Rub the palms together at heart center. And press the heels of the hands into the eyes so the fingertips wrap up and into your hairline. And drag the hands down the neck, down the sides of the body. Rub the legs. And slowly open your eyes to come back into the room. Nice. And we'll close our practice with a Satnam. So bringing the hands to prayer once again, deeply inhaling. Exhaling all the way. Inhaling, long Sat, short Nam. Sat Nam. So that was a very short class, a very short meditation. But notice how you're feeling right now. Let me know, how are you feeling in the chat? Maybe expanded, excited, energetic. Just type however you're feeling right now. And maybe you felt nothing at all. You know, that's okay too. This is called a practice for a reason, right? Good, and now get your journal. And without thinking too much about it, without overthinking it, I want you to just write the positive thought, the positive turnaround to what you wrote initially, to what you had originally written down. Oh, and if you guys are interested, what I wrote, my turnaround, the negative to the positive was, I wrote actually, I am so lucky right now. This is a divine and special period for me, right? So I turned it on its head, and that is equally true for me. It's a challenging period, but it's actually a period that's, if you look at it through a different lens, full of a lot of bliss and important moments and learning. So again, I'm loving to see what you would put and want to put in the chat. So don't think, just write, just do. Awesome. And that's where you can now share in the chat if you want to share, or just resonate with that new, whatever that turnaround was that you came up with. And if you're working with the uplifted journal where there's actually a space for you to write your affirmations 3 times each day, you could consider turning what you just did the turnaround for, this new statement you've written, you could consider using that as an affirmation to write 3 times a day if you're working with the journal. And this is where I would love to invite you to join me for this 30-day challenge. Again, you can do for the 30-day challenge the class or the meditation or both that we did in today's video. Or you can do the 30-day practice plan that I've outlined and all the arm balancing classes that are waiting for you. This is a great moment to join Uplifted, to become part of the community and do this challenge with us that's going to kick off in just a couple days. So how it works is it's a monthly subscription fee. You can save a bunch. You can get 2 months for free if you sign up for the yearly subscription. And there's so much content to explore inside the membership. You can join us, and I'd encourage you to join us for the challenge that we're doing right now, this 30-day challenge about elevating our bodies and our minds. And you'll get, when you join, also like a really beautiful PDF booklet that outlines the classes, but also has a bunch more journaling work, journaling prompts. And you'll be able to go over those with me in live calls that I'm going to be hosting throughout the challenge. So you're going to be able to get feedback from me and from the mentors if that's something that you're interested in. So how it works is you sign up, you're able to download all the classes that are related to the challenge, as well as my entire library of everything I've ever put on YouTube, to your mobile phone. So to your phone, your tablet, if you're using a computer, of course it works on there too. And you can also watch on your smart TV. So those of you that do Roku or Chromecast, there's a lot of fancy things that I don't know how they work, but the videos will play on there. And then you're really part of a support network. We have a really powerful private Facebook community where you can interact with me, the other members, and of course your mentor, who you'll get introduced to. I think it's on the 3rd or 4th day of your membership. You'll get an introduction to your uplifted mentor, so they can really help you. If you have questions, you're not sure how to modify certain things, you want to know the meaning of certain chants or things that you've seen, it's really great to get that personal touch. Someone who's just sort of like a touch point for you. And of course, you'll have direct access to me as well inside the membership through the live calls and through the training plans as well. So we start in just a couple days. So this was kind of a taste, like a mini like 1-hour class of what you can expect is if you take the plunge. And when you join, you get access to all the past challenges we've done as well. So you can do this one, and then you can move on and do one of the others, whether it's about Kundalini, the Chakras, yoga and journaling. We have yoga plus self-massage. We have so many yoga for complete beginners options that are in there for you. But this taking flight theme is really relevant for this moment, I think. Really relevant for me, I know, right now. So check it out. All the details about the offering you can see below this video, and I'll link it up in the cards here as well, so you can go on over and check it out, and make sure to sign up in the next couple days so that you can do the challenge with us if you're feeling called and if you got value out of what we did and practiced together here today. So to close, just put Sat Nam or Namaste, your choice, in the chat. I would love to stay connected with you. So no matter what, leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you thought of this class, if you feel different now than you feel after. And I hope to see you inside Uplifted for our big kickoff and the 30-day challenge that's coming up. I'm sending you so much love wherever you are in the world right now. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I'm sending you a big hug. From my heart to yours, namaste. Okay, it's a wrap.